Right, it's time for the second of the three preliminary heats for the Junior Max division for the 2018 BNL Rotax Golden Trophy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the temperature is climbing, the sun is shining on this glorious Sunday afternoon in November here at Genk, home of champions. So let's go through the grid for Junior Max Heat number 2, groups B and C. And on the front row, it's going to be another British-Dutch encounter, but this time the Dutch driver is on pole position. And that particular man is Mike van Vught from the Netherlands in the 117, with Daniel Ginchard from the UK in the 154 alongside. Justin Polman will be alongside Jeffrey Fixer, and so that's a Dutch row 2 with Fixer in the 157 on third position. Alongside him will be Polman in the 110. Gento Omiya from Japan on the 127 will have Vincent France from Germany in the 130 alongside on row number 3. Lucas Schoenemakers and Tuukka Taponen will be on 8th and 9th, behind Albin Karlsson from Sweden. Rounding out the top 10 will be Linus Henson from Germany in the 133. Victor Paulsen and Edon Rexepi will represent Denmark and Switzerland with the numbers 177 and 112 on row number 6, ahead of Christian de Klein and Bart de Wit, who make it a Dutch row 7 in numbers 199 and 126. Lewis Mollett and Martinas Morkis, row 8. That's 107 and 151. Moritz Schmeiss and Jerzy Spinkowitz, 121 and 125, rounding out row 9, and then rounding out the top 20, it's Vilgot Edqvist from Sweden with Miska Kaskinen from Finland in the 131 and the 144 respectively, rounding out the top 20. Derek Janssen in the 109, Max Stemedik in the 119, Sam Bergstein in the 118, Kai Rilletz starting all the way down in 24th position. Joseph Eltz in 25th in the 163 with Jonathan Madden from Poland in the 198, Andrea Vibranti in the 153 and Ali Ehar Turka from Turkey in the 164 in 28th position. Let's get heat number 2 for Junior Max on the BNL Golden Trophy underway here. Drivers starting to get into their respective grid positions ahead of the rolling start formation. So another 7 minutes plus 1 additional lap. On pole is Van Vught. Alongside it will be Ginchard from the UK. We're about to go into battle here at the BNL Rotax Golden Trophy 2018 here under the Sunday morning sunshine here at Genk. Do we get a green light? Yes, we do. And Ginchard drops down into third position, goes quickly to the inside line, but gets overthrown. Well, someone tries to go around the outside and is absolutely flying there. Takes a bit too much curbing on the outside going into the approach into turn 3, but Van Vught, and there has been carnage a little bit further down the order. One trying to jump back in and get the cart fired back up. So 4 drivers already compromised out of the 28 that we have here, but it looks like someone is going absolutely nowhere as the Junior Max drivers are quite literally swarming all over each other. But Van Vught is leading the way. I think it could be the likes of maybe Justin Polman might have capitalised at the start and got into second position. Van Vught there. Now that is a very particular livery I spot on the kart that he's running. And that is the new Ralf Schumacher chassis, isn't it, if I remember correctly, formerly of Intrepid. I think it was formerly Intrepid. Yes, that's a new development that's been happening. So very interesting to see what so the chassis that Van Vught is using, whether he's using that as a test bed for next season, not too sure, but Van Vught is leading from Justin Polman in second position. Jeffrey Fixer and Kento Omiya now complete the top 4, with Daniel Ginchard now down in 5th position, but the Brit is very capable in climbing his way back up. Vincent France now up into 6th ahead of Lucas Schoenemakers, Victor Paulsen. We already have 2 drivers that I don't think will be taking any further part in this race, and that is Andrea Vibranti and Tuukka Taponen that have come a cropper on just the very first lap here. 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this penultimate race before the lunch break. 7 minutes plus 1 lap for the Junior Max division. Heat B, C, so heat number 2. As Vincent France gets past Kento Omiya for 5th position. Daniel Ginchard also gets past and goes up into 4th place now, so the Brit is now trying to fight back. He's trying to close up on Jeffrey Fixer, who is up in front in 3rd position. with Ginchard having started on the front row alongside the current leader, as things would have it at the moment, Mike van Vught from the Netherlands. So, Van Vught leads from Bowman, Fixer, Ginchard, France, Omia, Schoenemakers, Bolson, Henson, Bart de Wit now up into 10th position. But Van Vught is not getting away from everybody else. Justin Pohlmann is around just over 2.5 tenths of a second ahead. But Van Vught may not be out of the woods. We have 3 minutes and 50 plus 1 additional lap to go here, as the leaders come through turn 7. Linus Henson, Bart de Wit also get past the number 177 of Victor Poulsen, who's now rounding out the top 10. Josie Spinkvits up into 11, ahead of Miska Kaskinen from Finland in the number 144, currently occupying 12th place. Leaders now coming through towards the final couple of corners, with Justin Pohlmann closing a little bit more and Mike van Vught. So we'll see what happens, but the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th is going to heat up very, very quickly indeed, because Fixer has got Ginchard closing on the back bumper, heading into turn number 1, and Ginchard throws it past the Dutch driver into turn 2, and who then has to close the door very, very firmly on Vincent France from Germany in the 130, who's right on the back bumper of the Dutch driver, and the German goes up the inside, cleanly makes the move on the Dutch driver, going through turn 6, down the back straight they go. But Fixer would have the advantage coming through into turn 7 using the slipstream, but to no avail, as Jerzy Spinkovits hits the top 10 now in the 125. So the Polish driver from Unique Racing now into the top 10, as Van Vught continues to lead. Gap was pretty much the same between him and Justin Pohlmann last time around, as they come round towards the final couple of corners here at Karting Genk. So Ginchard is going to see what his times are at the moment. Van Vught does a 56.671, but Jerzy Spinkovits is really flying at the moment. But make that Kento Omiya from Japan, who's just set a 56.493. The Japanese driver is really doing a bit of a Takuma Sato in terms of lap times. A 56.493 from the Japanese driver. Currently in the 127, running in 6th position as things stands, as Linus Henson gets past Lucas Schoenemakers for 7th place. Meanwhile at the front, Daniel Ginchard, I think I can see that he's just sort of closing up to the two in front, but he's also taking Vincent France with him as well. And they're dropping Jeffrey Fixer a little bit behind, to the tune of around about sort of 6 to 8 kart lengths, maybe even 10 by my line of sight. So Van Vught comes across the start finish line, 1 minute 17 on the clock to go, plus an additional lap here in this second junior preliminary heat, groups B and C, for the 2018 B&L Rotax Golden Trophy. Daniel Ginchard is closing. He was actually quicker than the two in front, and the gap was 0.996 seconds between the leader and 3rd position. Ginchard did a 56.466. He's gone quicker than Van Vught and Pohlmann in the first sector. He's actually gone 2 tenths quicker than Van Vught in that sector. He did a 22.5, did the Brit. Van Vught did a 22.7. Vincent France at 22.6, as did Justin Pohlmann as well. So we've got 35 seconds on the clock. Daniel Ginchard is really closing on the two in front, and did a 16.8. So Van Vught was the better driver through sector 2, but Ginchard still has a 10th in hand. Let's see what the Brit's time is now. 56.483, and he was half a tenth quicker than Pohlmann, but nearly 2 tenths quicker than Van Vught, and the gap has now dropped to 0.8 of a second. From 1st to 3rd place, we've now got the timer ticking down, 6 on the clock to go. Schoenemakers and Poulsen get past de Wit, so it's Victor Poulsen in the 177, now in 10th position. So which means that Bart de Wit now drops out of the top 10. But this time around it will be one more lap to go. The final lap board being prepared, and you can just see how close Mike van Vught is being closed on by Justin Polman and Daniel Ginchard and Vincent France. Nice work by Kento Omiya, now up into fifth position. It was Vincent France last time round did the fastest lap of the race of 56.461 from the German, as the leaders now cross the start-finish line to start the final lap of the race. And it's 2.276 of a second. Ginchard has really been trying to close, but he gets mobbed by Vincent France for third position, going through into turn 2. Nice work by the German driver in the 130 to pounce on the Brit and get past, cleaning up the inside. But I think Ginchard might want to have something else to say about that as they blast down the straight, heading down to the back straight, heading down into turn 7. Ginchard not quite close enough yet, but just with a few corners to go. 22.7 from Van Vught, who continues to lead. A tenth quicker than Polman, 2/10 quicker than Ginchard. But France is definitely very quick indeed. 16.9 from the three of the top four, apart from Vincent France, who does a 16.7, but round the final corner. And it's going to be by about 2 car lengths, and Mike van Vught wins junior heat number 2, groups B and C, by just 2/10 ahead of Justin Polman. Vincent France from Germany steals third position from Daniel Ginchard on turn 2 of the last lap of the race. So the Brit finishes in fourth. Nice work by Kento Omiya from Japan in the 127, who at one point held the fastest lap of the race, which eventually went to Vincent France, who finished third. Jeffrey Fixer finished in 6th ahead of Germany's Linus Hensen in the 133. Jerzy Spinkowitz made a good run going up into the top 10 and ended up finishing 8th, did the Polish driver, in the 125. Victor Paulsen in the 177 was 9th, with Lucas Schoenemakers from the Netherlands rounding out the top 10. Miska Kaskinen finished in 11th ahead of the Netherlands Max Stemmerdink and also his countryman Bart de Wit in the 126, who completed the top 13. Martinas Morkis in the 159 finished ahead of Switzerland's Eron Rexepi in the 112. Kai Hülitz made a good comeback through the field in the 174 to finish 16th ahead of Joseph Oeltz from South Africa in the 163. Sam Bergstein, Ali Ehartoka and Vilgot Edquist rounded out the top 20, with Moritz Schmeiss, Derek Janssen, Christian de Klein, Alban Carlsson, Lewis Mullert being the last of the 25 classified finishers in this second Junior Max preliminary heat, with Jonathan Madden parking it after just 7 laps, with Tuukka Taponen and Andrea Vibrianti not even making the end of the race. They even didn't make it past lap number 1. So we'll see the juniors back after the lunch break at 2 o'clock for the after the lunch break at 1 o'clock for their final qualification heat for the 2018 B&L Golden Trophy.